who inspires you from the crypto world and outside world, Owen?
Outside world came to mind immediately, so that would always be John Carmack. Like the man is a machine. It's an absolute machine. I've had the chance to work indirectly with him. Unfortunately, never had the chance to work directly with him. Always wanted to. I've heard just such incredible stories about him. If anybody is interested in either games development or physics or computers in general, he has talks up available online on YouTube that you can watch. And like the man is just a machine. Like he's just so incredibly good at what he does, and he pushed the industry forward in so many different ways. Done things that, I mean, if you look at like the original Doom engine, revolutionary for the time, but he doesn't then get credit for, Quake. That was just pretty much him as well. Then we had, Quake 2 on top of that, and the Doom 3 engine that came on top of it. Like, I mean, to think that the Doom 3 engine was spearheaded mostly by one person is absolutely insane. I mean, it's like, if I sat down today, even though the Doom 3 engine is, oh God, it's probably about 15 years old now, if not older. There's so much in it. I mean, it was so kind of revolutionary when it came out that I couldn't even imagine, like, even with the tools available at my disposal today, sitting down and writing something that complex and so well working at the same time. And of course, it was an awesome game that was released with it as well. I mean, it's so definitely John Carmack for outside of the crypto space. Inside of the crypto space, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, I have a massive amount of respect for the Digibyte team. So I remember working with them back, like they were kind of the first people I worked with back when I was on Dogecoin. As Billy and Jackson, like they said themselves, they're not really developers. They can't help when it came to the multiple mining issue that we were experiencing. So it was pretty much me and like that's just a long time ago. What 2013 or so, maybe 2014. So I was definitely not as strong a developer as I would have been today. Like I hadn't even finished my degree or anything at that stage. And the fact that Digibyte just kind of reached out and said, like, do you want us to, help you with that one? Then yeah, please, can you, like, so I kind of described to them that the issue we're having with the difficulty levels that are being imposed by the multi-pool miners, that, they get up so high, then it gets unprofitable, then they leave. And, we have to get away from the difficulty level to come back down, actually make it possible to mine again, or to do something that makes it incapable of, attracting that multi-pool attention to begin with, without ruining it for people who want to, mine off the graphics card. So the fact that, this was, I would have said back then, yes, there is a competitive space in crypto, because that's when we had the first real kind of altcoin kickoff, when everything was starting to appear. Litecoin was doing pretty well at that time. Digibyte they were brand new at that time. They were so new that we did, a trade over in tokens, just, as a hello greeting kind of thing. And it's funny thinking back on it. I think there was over 1 million tokens we passed over each. So if we just kept those tokens for, a decade, I think we both would have been laughing. The Digibyte team, they left a huge impression on me, just in that they were so friendly and approachable in working with. It was something we don't see, I think, as much of today. I think there's a lot more competitiveness between tokens that are launching. There's people nearly get nasty with each other when they have two tokens that are launching, especially when you're looking at, community tokens and stuff like that. They just start arguing and screaming at each other and berating them for their choice of token. But nowadays there's kind of so much that can be done in crypto. The industry has moved on so much that you can make things without stepping on toes. And back then, when a lot of the time coins were launching and it literally, I suppose, put it in today's context, safe moon after safe moon after safe moon. But that was really all we had back then. There were meme tokens. We had Dogecoin, obviously, and then Kate came along at the same time. And like I can't even remember half them. I remember just having dozens and dozens of different coins in dozens of different wallets, stuff like that. But back then, people were just so much more friendly about it. Even though it was a much more kind of tight-knit competitive space to move forward in. But yeah, Digibyte, I'd say that their team is probably one of the inspirations that I have now, in that, they did again, their work was revolutionary at the time. The GravDuet algorithm that they wrote up in DigiShield is Doge wouldn't have survived if they weren't, developing on that technology already, and then coming in with myself to actually, implement it into Dogecoin and get it working. So I think a lot of it comes down to nearly just the attitude that they had towards it, in that They saw somewhere they could help. They saw somebody interested in blockchain development in myself, and like they were as friendly as they possibly could have been, and as helpful as they possibly could have been. So yeah, I suppose that might be a bit of a, I'm not going to say underwhelming answer. I'm sure people were waiting for something like, Satoshi or Mr. Binance or Mr. Battery Man selling his bags over on Twitter. But yeah, no, for myself, yeah. But yeah, for myself, it's a lot of the smaller coins that really inspire me. Just seeing what some people have done in the time that they've had, and being able to actually bring these revolutions in. And obviously Vitalik is up there. I mean, he was very young when he got into this, and a lot of this is his revolution now. I think with the lack of having Satoshi in any kind of public figure, a lot of it kind of falls onto Vitalik, and I think he has been incredibly representative of the role that he's been given. He's continued to push things forward. He does good work with charities, obviously. Great work in pulling liquidity from other coins to help out charities. But yeah, that would kind of be my main one. Would be the smaller developers who just work on things and make it work, and just have genuine interest in getting other people into the space.
I think for me personally, it's the lines are kind of blended. I don't really have anyone in particular, crypto world or outside world, that is inspirational for me. It's pretty much anyone that has a passion or is able to push past the bounds of kind of the human physical state. Like they're able to use their mind to push past that. So, going for long periods of time without sleeping, having so much passion in a project or product or mission in life that they do exactly that, and they're changing the things around them rather than just kind of going with the flow of life.
Yeah, like that is a very real thing, and like I never like glorifying the idea of somebody who is sacrificing sleep to work on a product. I think there is a healthy balance that needs to be found, because you will do damage to yourself doing stuff like that. But the reality is, this is happening because people are so excited about what they're working on that they're waking up and spending every living moment putting their energy into it. And yeah, it's incredible to see.